The Last Hug, a story that will touch your soul. He stood outside the hospital gate every morning at exactly 6:45 a.m., like clockwork. Same coat, same posture, same distant gaze. Some days he carried a withered rose, other days, a folded letter held tightly in his hands. The staff at the hospital knew him only as the man by the gate. No one knew where he lived or why he never came inside. Most people ignored him. Some assumed he was waiting for someone who never came. Others whispered that he was just another lost soul, homeless, possibly disturbed. One morning, a group of young interns spotted him while sipping coffee outside the emergency wing. "There he is again," one chuckled. "Maybe he's waiting for his imaginary friend." Another laughed, tossing a few coins near his feet. "Go buy yourself a time machine, old man." They had no idea the man they mocked once sat on the board of that very hospital. No idea he used to sign their paychecks. No idea he had once been called a genius. Asterisk the man who cured memory asterisk, as one headline put it. But that was before the accident, before the silence, and before the last hug. Years ago, he had been a rising star in neuroscience, working on experimental memory restoration techniques. He wasn't chasing fame. He was chasing time. His daughter had been diagnosed with early-onset Alzheimer's at just 24. Doctors gave her 5 years. He vowed to change that. He left everything, his house, his practice, his name, behind and dedicated himself to one impossible goal, saving her mind before it vanished completely. He poured every cent he had into research, even going as far as testing early models on himself. The irony? It worked. But only on him. By the time the breakthrough came, she was already slipping, confusing faces, forgetting words, staring at him like a stranger. One afternoon, he brought her to the gardens just behind the hospital. They sat under the oak tree, where they used to read books together. He gave her a bracelet, engraved with a simple message. "Even if you forget me, I'll never forget you." That day, she hugged him. Tight. With tears. And for a brief moment, something flickered in her eyes, recognition. Then it vanished. It was the last time she looked at him as her father. And the last time she ever hugged him. 2 weeks later, she wandered off during an episode. Her body was found near the river. Drowned. Still wearing the bracelet. But here's what no one knew. In her final journal entry, found days after her passing, she wrote one line that changed everything. "He told me he's going to keep my memories safe. I believe him." That was the day he vanished from the world. But not from his promise. Every year since, he stood outside the hospital on the anniversary of her final lucid hug. Not because he was lost. Not because he wanted attention. But because, deep in the basement of an old research lab he still secretly owned, he had built something incredible. An encrypted digital archive. Asterisk a vault of human memory star. He'd been collecting the memories of patients, families, lost voices. Quietly, anonymously, preserving the souls of those fading from time, in case science ever caught up. And tucked inside that vault was her. Her voice. Her laughter. The way she said asterisk, "Dad." Asterisk. Then, one day, everything changed. A young nurse new to the hospital noticed him. She didn't mock. She didn't walk past. She offered him a cup of tea. They talked. Slowly. Carefully. She asked his name, he wouldn't give it. But he asked about room 318. Her face froze. That room had been sealed for years. Unused. Cold. But she was curious now. She asked questions. Dug into archives. And found something she wasn't meant to. A donation made anonymously years ago. A sum large enough to fund half the hospital's Alzheimer's wing. She matched the name on the hidden fund to an old file in the hospital basement. A research paper, never published. Author, unknown. But in the dedication, it read, "For the hug that gave me time." Realizing who he was, she returned to him. Asked if he'd ever consider coming inside. He hesitated. Then, for the first time in years, he crossed the gate. Inside, they opened room 318. It had remained untouched, just as she left it. Drawings on the wall, Her books. That same oak tree visible through the window. He walked in slowly, reached into his coat, and placed the bracelet on the nightstand. Then he whispered, "I kept them safe, sweetheart. Just like I promised." The nurse watched in silence. Moved. Shaken. She had seen patients come and go. Seen grief in every form. But never had she seen a man so quietly heroic. What happened next remains a mystery. The man disappeared again. But rumors spread about a massive anonymous donation to a neuroscience institute overseas. And about a new AI project emerging quietly online, EchoMind. A digital archive of voices, memories, final messages, open to families who lost loved ones to Alzheimer's, dementia, and time. Some say it's just code. But others? They say if you listen closely on certain entries, you'll hear a father reading to his daughter under an old oak tree. In a world that forgets so quickly, what would you give to remember one last hug? Let us know in the comments below. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this with someone whose love never fades, even in silence. This is a story that lives in the quiet spaces between memory, loss, and the promises we carry until the end.